out there what's happening. This video gonna be about Denzel Washington, Mookie Betts honoring Jackie Robinson at the All-Star game. And I watched some of the game, as a baseball fan, not into it like I once was, because the hype is way bigger than the actual reality. And I've done countless videos about, I used to love that game of baseball. I still don't like how they did Barry Bonds. He should be a Hall of Famer, as should Roger Clemens. And if you can't prove nothing, Sosa McGuire belong, but that's the baseball slide of their how they are. The problem is, and then Denzel Washington spoke from a script, and Mookie Betts, was rapping, and Mookie Betts is one of the best players going. Denzel Washington, one of the greatest actors ever, etc. Honoring Jackie Robinson, a man who broke color lines in the sport 75 years ago. You'll see his name, his jersey retired, and some token Black Lives Matters displays in these fields, even though they're still racist to the bone. Now, you say, well, the problem is baseball's too white, and they only have 8% of African Americans playing. Seattle happens to have a lot more than the majority. Just looking around the landscape of what I see, you got Dominicans but American black, and it's a difference. Baseball has not done a good job beyond the inner city. They don't hire them. They don't have no owners. They don't have no commissioner. They had racist trash like Bowie Kuhn up in there when Hank Aaron, and then they had clueless Jive Bud Selig. They've had a lot of hypocritical jive turkeys repping. They were once the best sport in America. If you're of a certain age, you remember that. But you can't remember because the NBA did such a great job. Remember in the 90s when they had that strike, which wrecked probably the greatest year in baseball, I would think. But as big as Barry Bonds and King Griffey Jr. and Frank Thomas, etc. were, Michael Jordan goes to the minor leagues. That overshadows it. They did not correlate. They did not connect. Baseball's too white. And that's the bottom line. They pay into the screen, and it shows. The problem is that to reach, you have to promote, and they didn't promote, and they haven't promoted. Now they can talk before the top 10 prospects now are African American, but unless you get behind and put the money in to acknowledge and only pay on the money and all that, baseball's the toughest game to play. But once you're in, you're in. But they haven't done right by the people and allow more positioning. They did not do right. I don't think they did right by Frank Robinson all the way like they could have and they should have. And he spoke out, spoke his mind. They missed the boat on a lot. And they still do. They still do. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts and comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another, and then you can have all the great tributes and acknowledgement. But if you really want to honor Jackie Robinson, you got to blacken it up from top to bottom, because that's what it should be about today. Not token gestures and not a handful on the plantation. I'm talking about an actual say so beyond. And that goes in minor leagues as well. Compensate and show and represent them out.